Hi, everybody. Welcome to Poetry Thursday. I'm Jim. I was tagged in a video I just watched by Book Chat with Pat, and in her episode of Poetry Thursday today, she focused on poems about teachers and teaching. And myself, as a former on-ground teacher, college teacher of English and creative writing, I immediately jumped at this bait and wanted to share a funny poem about teaching that sometimes I share this, I think, with my creative writing classes to sort of set the tone early on in the semester. I don't know how well it went over, but I always liked it. You know, basically, like when I would pick readings, I'm like the first audience. If I'm entertained by it, if I get a chuckle out of it, if it moves me in some emotional way, it would go on the reading list. But Pat read a really good one that I often shared with classes too, called Introduction to Poetry by Billy Collins. But I won't read that one because Pat did such a nice job with it. This is a poem that I found on Poetry Foundation, and I'll include a link to the poem in the show description. And it's called Prof of Profs by Geoffrey Brock. And it's dedicated for Allison Hoagie in memory of Brian Wilkie. I was a math major, fond of all things rational. It was the first day of my first poetry class. The prof, with the air of a priest at Latin Mass, told us that we could make great poetry personal, could own it, since poetry we memorize sings inside us always. By way of illustration, he began reciting Shelley with real passion, but stopped at Ozymandias, King of Kings, look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Because with that last plosive, his top denture popped from his mouth and bounced off an empty chair. He blinked, then offered as postscript to his lecture a promise so splendid it made me give up math. More things like that will happen in this class. Happy Poetry Thursday. Thanks, Pat, for tagging me.